Webcams.
Exciting and new. Come aboard, we're expecting you. The webcam. Soon we'll be filming another Boogie podcast. Welcome back to another episode of We Talking About. Today we're talking about Season 2, Episode 3 of iZombie.
So, real quick, what'd you think about this episode?
So, it had some bits I liked, some bits I thought are garbage. I always love to pull out one thing that I'm like, that's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Great, what do we got?
The worst part of this whole episode, and it's something where I'm like, well, that's so simple to not do.
Ooh, what could it be?
Is she's in a store to buy clothing, and she goes, start a tab, gives him her credit card, and he goes, oh, it's your birthday. What? Where on your credit card does it say your birthday?
Yeah, does it not say that?
No! It says your name. That's it.
It says Liv Moore, who was born on this day.
Oh, God. So that was I was like, well, any idiot could have fact-checked this.
By checking in their own wallets, conceivably. So I didn't fact-check it. I remember thinking for a second, like, okay. But I thought, like, I guess I haven't looked at my credit card in a long time, and it says that, apparently? Just your ID does.
No. As a man who uses his credit card every day, multiple times, that's not on there. It's not a real
really
thing.
weird, then.
Really weird and stupid.
Why would they do that?
Unless somehow she opened a tab by giving her the driver's license.
He could have said, like, I need ID.
But
and
he didn't
And then
say
she
that.
could have handed her the ID,
Yeah.
and he could have said, it's your birthday.
That's what I hate, this lazy writing. It could have been as simple as, oh, ma'am, you didn't sign the back of this. Can I just see an ID? Oh, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Done, and I don't bitch.
That's so weird. I think most people, though, even though they have credit cards, would not notice that and would just think, like, whatever of it.
It's the stupid things in life that hurt me the most.
Huh.
And did you have a I hate
There
this
were so
moment?
many other stupid things that I thought, no, I don't do, like, a top stupid or top good or whatever. I guess run through it, the thing.
All right, start from the top.
There's a rich bitch at her house having a rich bitch conversation. A guy comes to the door. He says, I want your house. She says, we're not selling our house. He says, I don't know. There's a $10 million offer on the table. And she goes, come right in. And then and they have like a struggle.
Yeah, and she pushes off a wall, breaking through a glass retaining wall that would retain your life.
Did that
still
also
in the
bother
light
you?
Area. Well, that could break.
Okay. Because there were two people. I actually thought about that, and I'm like, well, there's two people flying at it. Maybe that's enough to shatter the thing.
I would wager anytime you have glass as a railing, it's not glass that can shatter like that.
Yeah.
It's like, actual glass
It's
that has
not
building codes. It's
Hollywood
like aquarium
sugar glass.
It would be like some sort of a I can't think of the goddamn word right now, but it's like a plastic.
Tempered.
No.
It's the opposite of tempered, actually.
God damn it to hell. I don't remember. Continue.
Structural glass. So I really thought one of them was going to be a zombie and like get up and be like, oh shit, or whatever. But it turned out they were just both. They just
they even tried to tease that for a second.
Yes.
Like, and
He's
one
in
of
a
them
coma.
lived.
Yes.
He's in a coma.
And that literally never came up again, correct?
Nope, never again.
So during the entire episode.
Didn't care about it.
Okay, good. We got a tuna tomato brain salad.
Yeah.
That she made.
And now I'm getting tired of the whole.
Me too.
It was cool, and now it's so old.
So it's a fine, nice way to do the transition from being in the field with or like to be like to being like about to cut the brain and then to like be eating the brain or like whatever. And I was so impressed by the first one. I feel like now
they heard you, and that's why they kept doing it. Just in case you're not sure what we're talking about, they do this montage-y thing of like preparing the ingredients and making the food out of the brain.
Because she has to eat the brain. Like before, it would just be her like popping noodles out of the fridge or something like that. And now it's this like Requiem for a Dream-esque like of like each of like the phases or like or like the Dexter intro thing where it's like showing close-ups of like cutting the brain and then sautéing or whatever the fuck.
Exactly.
Which I like, I guess, but yes, in this episode too, and like every time since the first, I've been like, okay, be careful what you wish for, I guess, because this is whatever fucking whatever. But she eats the brain of the rich bitch and becomes a rich bitch as a result.
Yeah, she definitely gets that mindset of like rich privilege, and that was interesting.
I think she did a good job with this one, actually.
No,
We've gone back
I've
and
enjoyed
forth
a
in
couple
different
of hers,
episodes.
and no, this one I thought she did decent.
I hate a lot of them, like, on principle, but during this one, like, some of her body language and some of her, like, facial expressions, I was like, okay, you're pretty good.
She channeled somebody who's from a soap opera for a
Yeah.
lot of this. Like,
Right.
How dare you? Oh,
Most definitely. Okay, so this episode, like a lot of the other ones...
acrylic. It's called acrylic.
Is that what you were doing?
I was trying to find it, and I couldn't find it.
I was like, Stefan, texting, really?
No, I was searching the fucking fish tank thing.
So
I was
it's
like,
not.
What are those made of? And
So it's not glass, right? It's like
No.
some other type of material.
It's like a plastic almost.
Yes.
But that shit's like super strong.
And they had a crazy view there. It's a very dangerous drop off that we.
Like they have those at the mall, and it's not like you could like run into it and hit it and it would break. It wouldn't.
Yeah.
It would like scuff. Like they're not, especially a rich person. Like, no.
I don't know why she let him in her house, but I guess money is the theme here we're going
greedy
for.
bitch, 10 mil. And like, I wonder what that house even cost. I wonder how much over asking is 10 mil.
Yeah, because places cost
She
that.
jumped at it, but that view alone, I was like, that might be like a $7 million
I
house.
was just gonna guess so, and I was gonna be like, is that really that big of a deal? He said cash though too. She's like, ooh, I don't have to tell my husband. I can just get this money and leave.
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
No. So this case, like several of the other ones, and this is like a theme, I guess, because they're doing it where today's thing dovetails into the overarching like plot. But this time I was like sick of it, where I was just like, well, this isn't even. What are the odds? It's just a guy, and then happens to be the thing.
No, yeah, certain ones, and
Like-
the same deal with. I'm gonna skip ahead. Like
Yeah.
Major works out in the gym at Max Rager. Why? Why would
Yeah.
he do that?
I know.
Why not work out anywhere else?
I know. And that's actually my next note. Is Major's working out, and Gilda comes up and talks about the list, and he's like, I just crossed someone else off the list or something like that.
Yeah.
And she mentions that they were going to just have everybody win a fake contest and like sink the boat that they were on to kill them all or something
Yeah.
like that.
And that wouldn't work if they were zombies, so that's dumb.
Right? They would
Maybe
just
explode it.
They would she said scuttle, which I think is a term, but yeah, no, kind of weird for that reason. It then cuts to him with a dude. The dog's not barking. I made a note of. He injects the guy. The guy's like in the trunk, like, "Hey, get me out of here!
Don't hurt my dog!"
Just don't. I'll give you all the money. We can go to the ATM like right now, whatever." And then he takes him to like the same bridge where he shot the other guy and shoots this guy.
I was like, "Is that the go-to bridge?" I was like, "Is the redhead in the woods watching? Is that like her thing?"
That would be weird. She might have said like, "You have to take him to this bridge and shoot them every time."
Like my thought, and I'm like, is someone check the bodies that are down there? Does he drop them in there and someone removes them from there to somewhere else? I'm like, why there? It's very specific.
I don't know why
they only
that's.
have one outdoor set, and that's.
Yeah, I don't know why that's the go-to spot, or why he waits till he gets there to do the shooting, and why it's a good spot to shoot and dump.
Yeah, that's also weird.
Because the shooting makes a noise, people might come and like check, and you have a dead body there. You want to shoot them in one place, transport them somewhere else, and dump them.
Yeah.
If you ever want to kill anybody, I'm just saying.
Or just chop them up. There won't be blood.
Yeah, right. It'll be a very clean operation.
I don't know why he doesn't do that. What is the injection too? What's up with that? Why, like in most of these scenarios, I'm like, why doesn't he just kill him right then? Why don't he just stab him?
And doesn't work on a zombie? Don't they have resistances to certain things?
Well, I'm assuming it's some sort of zombie.
Yeah, a
knockout.
zombie-specific injection.
Yeah, a lot of questions and very few answers. Like, where does he even get that? There was never like a moment where like the Q character
I was just
would be
gonna
like,
say Q.
this
Oh
is
God.
a blah blah blah. It will knock out a zombie for 48 minutes. So make sure.
In
you-
our
you've killed him
testing,
by
this
then.
this completely incapacitates the zombie, and that would have been some tension because then like like someone could use that on Liv or whatever.
Yeah.
I assume it's just literally like normal.
Yeah.
What? How does he have that gun? Whatever.
They had to have given it to him, but they never
Yeah.
showed it.
They gave it to him off camera. They interview some people about the case. The husband smashes the table because he claims not to know about the affair. But earlier when they interviewed the other bitch, Liv had the vision about the wings guy
Yeah.
being like not yet or whatever, which was kind of okay.
I was like, this is awkward and weird.
Super
Well,
awkward.
Not yet. Like, is he talking to himself? What is he pitching there?
I'm not sure, but she even said with your freaky perverted tantric whatever the fucks.
Yeah.
It's like okay, pretty good. I'm not your little whore, she says, and he goes,
Yeah,
all right, we're done.
and throws like a fishbowl of water and hits his one arm or something.
Well, he ducks out of the way and comes back in. so we're done or something. That
Yeah.
like I'm liking him a lot and his dumb
And then
things.
like she slaps Major 1 second later. He's like, oh, she's a pistol. I like her.
I like this one. I like him blonde.
Yeah.
You're gonna let him talk to me like that? Well, let's go. This whole thing or whatever. This
I'm
too.
not your little whore.
I noticed though here, so this keeps coming up, and I'm asking way too much of the show and all this stuff. But like, she like sometimes she like first persons some stuff,
Yes.
right? I am not your little about him, right? But then like if she is that person who has memories of their own death, or like their loved ones or whatever, like that never comes up. She never freaks out about right? I don't know.
Well, yeah, she's also never been like, oh, I loved you, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
Let me just say goodbye.
Right, to like the other person. There's never
So it's
there's
an
never like
inconsistent, weird
there's never
thing.
like a ghost moment where she's with someone
No.
as her
But
instead of that person.
She's always her, but just a worse version of her.
And yeah, well, it's like convenient.
Now
as
the
the
show
writing
is
takes
like
place.
riding this fence, and it dips sometimes to the left, sometimes to the right,
Yeah.
over how the rules are, and that's obviously a shortcoming of this show.
It's all in good fun, I guess. Majors at Max Rager causes another vision of something. I don't know.
And it's just a comedy,
I guess
barely a show.
Gilda didn't like the. Gilda overhears that like the Max Rager guy was sleeping with what's her name, and she makes a
Yeah.
face like "How dare you" or something like that. But then later, the Max Rager guy from Wings, says
You're led to
if-
believe that that's his whore at
yeah,
that moment.
that she is his little
Yeah.
whore. But it turns out she's that's
She's his daughter.
He's her dad.
Yeah.
He says, if it weren't for me screwing other men's wives, you would not exist.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
It's a weird way to have a daughter relationship.
Yeah, I guess
But
that's the
I
loyalty
thought,
angle or
so
whatever.
building up into that part, there's a
Yeah.
conversation between them, and she's like super reaching and overstepping as far as that it would seem. And I'm like, is she really in charge? And it's some weird thing.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, is she blackmailing him? What is the thing here? And
She's like in his chair,
Yeah.
and he's like, and she's like, yeah, keeping your pants or whatever the fuck, right? Yeah.
yeah, and I'm like, and then it was like, oh, it's his daughter. Oh, okay, she can say whatever she wants. Like, she is in control, whether she is actually in control or not, because daddy's little girl. And
She's
all
not just like a secretary that's his Viper double agent person
not
living
just
with Liv.
secretariat. No horse here, folks.
Ooh.
What was weird too? The fact that she's in this spot where she knows Liv frequents every now and again is weird too. Where I'm like, what if she just, she ran into Major. She could easily have run into you there and be like, you work here? Yeah, didn't I tell you? You said you were an accountant. Yeah, for them. Like,
Well, yeah, we're doing an audit. That may actually happen during the show.
I'm sure.
Yes, because Liv goes there a lot now to interview the Wings guy to
For
ask
whatever
questions.
reason she can, yeah.
Yes, and Gilda's literally like around the corner, and she's not like a person. She's very
then-
distinct looking.
Later on, you have a scene where you see our boy Major taking some more Utopia, whatever the hell it's called. What is it called?
Utopium.
Utopium. And in the previous ones, that's like a downer. It's like a weird, like,
Oh yeah, it's like heroin or something.
And then you see him take it and then like, oh, gonna work out.
Right.
As
So
if it's an amp-up drug.
yeah, that was my next thing actually. It was like Major's working out at that place. He's still doing Utopium while
Yeah.
he's working out though, and then Gilda comes in and they get freaky.
Yeah. And I could be wrong, and it could just be the same design throughout this whole building. But it looks like the same building area of the Max Ranger facility where you would have the reception desk gets pulled out, and that is the gym.
Possibly
Because it
It's
has
very
like
small.
the exact same like those wood things on the wall.
Yeah.
I was looking at them in the first part when they showed the secretary office for like the first time really like looking at them, and I was like, I guess this is what like when you're building a rich facility you do, you just expose wood or something. I'm like, all right, I guess that could play as rich. And the Max Rager sign, and then like it goes to the gym, and either the gym has the same wood for sure, and it might have the Max Rager sign still.
Yeah, so you think where she slapped him earlier,
Is the gym.
they just took out a piece of furniture and put in gyms. That's
I
literally
think so.
that kind of would
Because
would
there's
fit.
no gym equipment in there that's like affixed to the walls or anything.
Yeah.
It's just like these like, oh, this sits here and that stands there. And
Yeah, I think that fits, and that's not like a knock against the show or
No,
something
no.
like that. But yeah, the gym's like weirdly small. Do you think he's actually personally training the Wings guy, or is that just a ruse for them out there?
Cover story. He's not
I don't know if that could actually, because he's doing Tai Chi at one point. He obviously cares about his physical health or something like that.
I knew that was gonna be when they showed him on the TV. I'm like,
Yes.
he's not watching a DVD. He's like teleconferencing with a guru.
I didn't.
And he was.
I didn't know that, and I loved that because that was one of those things that happens where it's like. That's like a cliche thing that they do in a thing like this, where it turns out to be the thing where he's like learning Italian or like whatever, and you're like, oh, he's using Rosetta Stone, but then he's like okay, goodbye. The person's like, okay, see ya, and like whatever, like live, something like that. Oh Jesus, where do we go from here? Fashion stylist of the rich guy.
Yeah, this story itself is dumb. You know, if the guy is having an affair, and then people are dying and bullshit.
So like a new vision, he already knew about the affair, was already pissed off, punched the wall, blah blah blah. His stylist becomes BFFs with Liv. They're hanging out.
Yeah, they hang out and bond over shoes and bullshit. So they go to a boutique. And this was weird too. Do you want to come to this private VIP fucking boutique shopping experience? Liv just walks to the front door. What's private about it? There's nothing like that. Didn't even have a close sign. Like.
And she invites her like after what? The investigation, right? She knew she was part of this cop thing or whatever, right? So why does that? That's weird.
Like you'd want to distance yourself from this, maybe, or
I guess
like. And I was like, was she planning on killing her or something? And I'm like, no, she just like overheard the phone call, and that's what tipped her off.
Is that what that was supposed to
be?
They
didn't say it, but it had to be.
That's what I took it as. But yeah, so as the eventual bad guy, this stylist chick takes Liv out, and they're like doing a fucking shopping twirl or whatever.
Yeah.
And then after a phone call from Clive saying that no, the stylist is not Bethany, she's actually named Harmony, and a bunch of other things. She's a con artist, she's a Black Widow, blah blah. This fucking shit's happening.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh shit, and then walks out, and they're talking for a second, and then the chick elbows her and tries to make a run for it.
I love it. Then, like, Liv, of course, because she's like, bitch, I'm zombie, chases her down, gets maced, and zombies out, just backhand.
Yes. I liked it, too, because she got maced in the face, so even if anyone saw her eyes, it'd be like, oh, I've been maced or something like that. They're like, okay, I guess, yes.
Yeah, because even in the thing, she was just like, get away from me. It just was like, because you beat me. It didn't seem like it was because you're a monster.
Yeah. It didn't seem to be any overtones of zombieism.
Yeah.
But she recovered rapidly from that macing. Macing's terrifying. I never want to get maced.
I've been maced.
Yeah?
Yep.
I don't do well with things where I can't breathe, like, like all that stuff. I think I would like freak out too much, and it would be very debilitating.
We should tase you live on the next show.
We should mace and tase you. It's your favorite.
No, I'll tase you like in the hands.
I don't want to be tased. I'll tase you. What's important to you? Can we tase you there?
I got a couple tasers. We could play a game.
We could play taser roulette, where you only charge or have certain tasers that are active.
They're all active, but it's like, which one gets you?
It's like the scene from Deer Hunter now.
Yeah.
So Peyton's back.
Peyton is back, you see, and I knew because they're watching the news and they kept showing. I'm like, well, something is going to happen on the news because no one hangs on the news for this long.
Yeah, so at first it was just going to be, well, that's the guy Blaine talked to and said you got to lead a task force to take down this big dealer guy.
Yeah.
But then they went on for way too long for that.
Far too long. And then of course you see Peyton's back. Peyton, she sees Ravi. She even stopped by Liv's house to drop off a cake. Liv wasn't home. So it didn't cue, but it's still, she opens up the fridge door.
Well, yeah, Peyton's...
Happy birthday, Liv.
Right.
Oh, you knew my birthday? And I totally thought it was going to be the redhead, because I'm like, well, the redhead knows all your fucking files.
Yeah, she's got a dossier.
Birthday. Yeah. To entrench herself further into your life. But no, it's fucking Peyton.
But so Peyton's heading up the Utopium Elimination Task Force, what have you.
Yep.
Which is a wrinkle because they need tainted utopium to cure zombieism.
Mm-hmm.
But now Peyton knows about zombieism, potentially. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, if they're going to try to get the utopium through Peyton because she can find bad things.
Maybe. We'll see.
There may be some stuff where they have to ally with Blaine.
Major knows, like everybody in our core cast except for Davino know about zombies.
Do you think he'll ever find out?
He will find out, probably in the season finale.
Excellent.
Or like episode 1, like one right before the season finale. So they can have something juicy happen.
We still have that fan art to make where like Robbie has an eye patch and a sword or something, and everyone's now in the zombie warrior business here.
So like Peyton and Robbie, that was weird. So Robbie comes back from a date, so she knows this because he announces how like, I knocked it out of the park, or what the fuck he said, something cheeky.
Cheeky.
And then she's like, can I have a hug? And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Well, she's like, hey, yeah, fight or flight's a real thing. I chose flight. or whatever, without no explanation of where the fuck she's been, what the
You
fuck's
can't
happening.
leave as a district attorney for 3 months and then come back to a task force unless they're trying to kill you.
No, and I mean, she must have given her thing at work, like, I'm going on a sabbatical or something like that, and then they said, like, hey, are you ready to come back? Because you're the best. We need you to head this task force or something like that. And that's why she's here now.
You're the best at what you do.
We need the best. We had to call you out of fake retirement. I don't know.
So, what else happened in this episode? Anything? Oh, there's a joyous ending of this episode, too.
I wrote something down here. Yeah.
Do you want to go right to the ending, or do you have anything else in the middle?
Liv bought, like, cinnamon fire stuff, whatever.
Yeah, she was going to get drunk because everyone forgot her birthday, even though the cashier guy says it again, like, because she gives him her ID. This is where it made sense.
I was going to say, in a situation where
says,
it fit.
oh, it's your birthday. And, like, as if he didn't already know it was her birthday, and she's pissed, and she tried to plan something with her friends, and they all bailed on her because she didn't say it's her birthday, and I don't know if they ever knew it was her birthday because they're friends of, like, fucking 3 months. Regardless.
Some of them have no business knowing it's her birthday or not. And
yeah.
she was
Davino's not really her friend either.
Well, and she was like, hey, Friday, do you want to do something? And they were like, no, or whatever. But she didn't say because it's my... And they were like, oh, shit, it's your birthday. Yeah, let's go out to whatever. But she just... it was that weird, you expect them to know or some crazy thing like that?
No, there's no reason they should know.
I don't know why they even had to do the it's your birthday thing earlier then, right? If they were going to do it here, because wouldn't it have been great to find out at the end that it was her birthday and that was what the beginning shit was all about?
I think it would have been.
And all that stuff, as opposed to in the middle for no reason.
I bet it was like written and like they're like, oh, we tried this or that, and they went with both instead of one.
We're gonna have it revealed at one point, and then had it in both points.
Yeah. So
the guy who like was the husband the whole time.
Yes.
Who had the visions of Smash and of like what's his name, DeGaulle something, DeClerc. Whatever, Max Razor Wings guy, of anyone but him, you know, Taylor, whatever the fuck. He goes and he's gonna be like, like the RoboCop, whatever side thing where he's going in like, I'm doing a hostile takeover. I'm gonna put up a vote next week.
They shouldn't have fucked with my shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you're not gonna want to leave me, especially after fucking this shit comes out. You've been talking about this shit forever. Oh no, you wait till you see it. You want to see it? And like he like takes.
Wait till you see what we've got in the lab.
So he takes him to the lab, which is in some secret sub-level. How many levels you got? Officially, none.
And they do the hand scan thing in the elevator, all that stuff.
It's literally just like one of these, just on the like, like.
Yeah, and they made like a screensaver that goes like.
Yeah.
Whoosh whoosh. Yeah.
So
that's good. That's good though. I like that.
But I love the like officially none. You can't have like 20 fucking sub-levels and nobody know about it.
Yeah, I think the blueprints are at City Hall if anybody wants them. I don't know.
An inspector comes by at every step. he'd look down and go, yeah, you're going down 20 floors. What the hell's that? Because if you're going down 20 floors, that means you're really going down like 60 floors for your fucking... you have to have... It's like a tree. The roots have to go down. Your foundation has to be so deep if your building is so tall. Like, it's not... it's so fucking stupid.
You have a history in construction as a...
I just was thinking about it. I don't know how tall their building actually is. It might not be that tall.
No, but this is like...
the same.
This is like when there's hacking in something where I go, that's ridiculous. The internet doesn't work like that. When there's like this type of stuff and something, you're like, no, you can't just have the codes are important. Yeah. Maybe he's so rich that he just paid them off.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe
he did, but they weren't in criminal activity when it started.
Right?
Didn't it slip into criminal activity? Because they're like, oh, these side effects. All right, we got to figure it out. Originally, they were a fucking... They weren't... It would have been a facility. He probably wasn't even in charge when it was built.
Like, they weren't trying to make zombies, so why would you even have a secret laboratory for your energy drink? Oh, he wanted it to be like this will be a steroid and amphetamine and an opioid. It'll be the greatest drink ever.
That's the second dumbest thing in the episode.
What the
fact that it has subfloors? Yeah.
Well, because they had to do the fucking stupid spy thing of like this elevator also goes left when I scan my hand or some weird thing.
Yeah. Ugh.
But they go down there.
They go down to the super secret subflooring, and like you open into it, and he's like, "Isn't it impressive? It looks like a fucking janitor's closet. There's like nothing impressive about it. They're like, aren't there lights down here? Like, there's nothing impressive.
I know.
It doesn't look like a clean room. It looks like a fucking idiot box."
I totally agree. The set was kind of small.
And then he takes him into another room where it has like a dentist's like S&M chair. Like, and you're like, what are you doing here? Oh, I gotta get Dr. Whatever because he's better at explaining it. Hang on. Like locks him in there.
Dr. Holland can explain what did he say?
Hits a button, a door slides. Oh, there he is. And it's like fucking like a zombie that's like radioactive or something.
Yeah, he was all like, it was quick, right? But it was definitely a weird looking. It did kind of look like the chick that was in the pit in like many, like last season, right? Like
Yeah,
zombies
a little bit.
yeah, zombies on this show have a certain look, which I don't like, but it's like whatever. That's like the look that they've chosen. And he's a full-out zombie, and he makes a comment like, Dr. Holland, very dedicated. Even after the lab accident, he still spends all his time down here, something like that. Some cheeky cunt comment that the Wings guy is pretty. I'm enjoying a lot, but he then watches as the zombie doctor goes at the dude.
Yeah.
And I guess he's just gonna eat him to death.
That'd be my thought.
So is that good? Is like the guy that was gonna hostile take over your company is known to have traveled to your location and is now missing?
You don't
and you're
know
like,
that he traveled there.
Well, I feel
But
like
you do know that he screwed your wife and that was missing.
That'll work too.
I don't know.
I feel like rich people's whereabouts are always like known to like assistants and drivers and all that stuff. So
he did have an assistant.
There'd be some fucking thing where now I doubt that'll ever come up though, just because of how the show
Probably
works.
not. And these are situations where like a little money goes a long way.
Yes.
No, he never made it $2 million.
Yeah. Do you have your cell phone? No, your security camera footage from that night, and it's like, no, weird. Had a thing. Don't have any footage. Sorry. Something like that.
It cycles every 24 hours. It's been 23 hours. Sorry.
25 hours.
Just give me an hour. 1 second.
I just have to stall. Cuts back for an hour. I wrote down my little my favorite thing was Liv's giving a monologue. And I've hated the monologues throughout the whole time, but in this episode, a cell phone rings and it interrupts her inner monologue, which I liked a lot.
No, I did I made a note of that myself. That was pretty cool. But in general, this episode was kind of dull. There was no like the big reveal was that's your dad, but I was like, I don't care.
Well, and that's one of those reveals where it's like, wait, do I have to go back and think about this? Does this make any sense? How they've been talking to each other? She only showed up recently. Was she somewhere else, right? Because I thought she was the new assistant because the old assistant died as part of the finale activities last season. So what is going on here? I don't know.
Yeah.
And the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. She's a nefarious, manipulative,
and
whatever.
She is.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I don't know.
She doesn't seem to want to make him happy. She seems jealous like a lover and then goes and gets with Major as if to rebel against him fucking someone else.
Well, she said from the beginning she might be playing with Major.
Okay, yes. But the timing in this episode, it was as if it was a jilted lover thing, but then they were like, wait, no, it's it's her daughter.
We might find out incestuous things, who knows?
This show's way too tame for weird incest stuff.
We'll see.
I guess we will see.
I don't think we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. So that's this episode of iZombie. Until next week, let's hope it gets a little bit better. This was, we want,
I was gonna say, so we're sliding back into the lull of
mid-season. This show's not good.
No,
it has a strong start and a strong end.
And this season is gonna be longer than last season. We're only on episode 3.
We'll be on 4 next week. When we see you, stay tuned. Don't die in a fire. Fuck you.